development. Like, look at the draft. A lot of guys come from the USDA.
The draft was the first 6 picks were all like 6 different countries.
Wow.
Canada was in there, but I mean,
that's really
just shows. And the first guy was Swedish. Montreal's the second guy was American. No, sorry, fourth guy was American.
Brady Tkachuk.
Third guy was Finn. Who's picked second?
Carolina.
Who did they pick?
Sveshnikov.
Oh, Russian. So I mean, a Swede, a Russian, Finn, American,
and
the fifth or sixth guy was Canadian, obviously. So, like,
was Edmonton at 6, and they picked Bouchard.
No, Edmonton was
10th. Yeah, they got a good pick, Bouchard.
But it's just like Canada's up there, but it's like all the other ones are actually kind of
slowly catching up.
Yeah, like I've especially noticed the States have really jumped.
Well, Jack Hughes is American.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's probably going to go first overall next year.
Yeah. So, I mean, we got and Matthews, American. Kane.
Eichel. It's crazy.
Yeah. Some of the best players in the game are American. But, I mean, Canada still has a lot of good players, too. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this one just kind of
popped in your head.
Yeah, I guess so. Looking at the paper, it's kind of.
Yeah.
What is the better modern dynasty, the Blackhawks or the Kings?
Ooh. And I'm going to throw a third one in the Penguins.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you look at Blackhawks won it in 10,
13, and 15.
Yeah, 10, 13, 15. And Kings are 12 and 14. Basically in between.
Yeah. NHL's version of the Giants.
So, Cal made a good point with Pittsburgh, though. Went to win 2 in a row in this league is... Not gonna lie, I'm shocked Chicago wasn't the first one since the Red Wings in 97-98 that didn't win 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Blackhawks, to me, could have won all theirs in a row almost. Like, they were that competitive year and year. Like, year after year after year. Like, they were either in the conference finals or the finals.
Yeah.
It seemed like that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they weren't every year, obviously, but...
You got... Was it 11? You got kicked out of the first round? Vancouver?
Vancouver beat them. Was it the first or second?
I think it was the second round, wasn't it?
I'm trying to recall, I don't...
But oh yeah, it would have been the second round.
I'm going to say... Well, Chicago won 3 in 6 years. Kings won 2 in 3 years, technically. Pittsburgh won 2 in a row. Ooh.
I think almost the book's not done. Book's not finished being written for the Penguins.
What do you think there's one more coming?
The team's the same. That's the
and
thing.
They got rested this summer compared to most summers.
Well, and that's just it. You look at the Blackhawks. Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup. Literally had to trade 2 of their biggest pieces. Like, not the biggest pieces, but 2 really big pieces.
Oh, yeah. They had to always get rid of a couple guys every time and retweak, retool, and go at it again.
And, I mean, the Kings didn't really have to. And the Penguins added guys every year.
Yeah.
The team that lost to the Capitals this offseason, or this postseason, was...
The definition of a dynasty is 3 or more cups in a row. Is the definition of a dynasty.
Yeah.
But I would say that's an 80s,
modern
70s.
This is almost a modern era dynasty.
I would say probably the 3 years would only relate to 1980s and older. Right?
Last 25 years or whatever. But, I mean, that poses the question, do you think there will ever be a dynasty like there was in the 80s, 70s, 60s? Do you think there'll ever be a guy that wins 4 in a row?
No. League's too competitive.
Do you think the salary cap has something to do with it?
Yes. Yeah. I totally agree that I honestly think I believe this is Scott's next debate, but if there's a free market instead of salary cap, there would be more. I think like teams that have the money would be winning multiple cups in a row. But we did see a free market before, and teams weren't. So,
Well, like you said, 97, 98, the Wings, right? The last
What?
one before that was...
you can't tell me that. Well, look at the 2002 Red Wings.
Yeah.
Look at the players that were on that team. There's no way that all those guys would run under a salary cap.
Oh, no. Each
the
one of
whole
those...
team was Hall of Fame, basically.
Well, if you take that team and you put it in the modern day era, I mean, Luke Robitaille would have been a $10 million player. Brett Hull would have been a 10 plus. Eisman would have been a $10 million player. You know, I believe they still had Sergei Fedorov at the time.
Yeah.
He would have been a $10 million player. Dom Hasek would have been a $10 million player. Nick
Chilios.
Lidstrom as well. Chilios would be, I think Chilios was a little older at the time, so but still $8 million player. Like, I think I just needed to fill their salary cap with their top line almost. Like,
Yeah, and it'll never go back to free market. I don't think ever.
I can't see it.
I'm not saying the salary cap might get pretty damn high though. Might go through a stretch where it's hitting big numbers.
But do you ever
Right.
think... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but with the salary cap, it always, if it goes up, it also can go down.
But when it goes up, the player salaries go up too. So it doesn't really... Inflation, right? Everything goes
But
up.
say, what is that, about 80 million now?
Yeah.
Say, what if we got in a big time, like...
Recession?
Yeah, recession. And the salary cap just all of a sudden, boom, down to 60 million.
You'd have to somehow reduce the player's salary by a percentage.
You would have to.
But
But
see,
it'd be crazy if something like that ever happened. I mean, I don't think so, but you don't know either, so...
but do you ever think that... Because correct me if I'm wrong, the MLB has somewhat of a salary cap, that if you go over, you pay a certain percentage to the league or something?
I don't know, honestly.
Like, it's not a cap, but if you go over, you have to pay almost like a... I can't remember what they call it, but it's like a tax or like on the overage, and it gives it to the other teams or something.
What do you guys like better? I don't know if I've ever heard you guys say which one you like better. I'm just curious, because we obviously lived in both.
I don't know. I mean, free market's cool because you can just go and stack your team.
Yeah.
But salary cap, you know, you gotta pick your players, you know, build
Yeah, there's
under
more
that limit. So I think it's more challenge in itself.
more challenge, and I think it's better for the league.
I think so.
More teams are more competitive because they can't afford two good guys. So let's give this good guy over to a team that doesn't have a good guy. So now they have a good guy.
Well, and I believe back in the... Like, because the teams have, what is it, profit sharing or whatever they want to call it, where the teams kind of help the other teams out with their salary cap. Because otherwise, teams like the Maple Leafs and teams like Chicago and Montreal, New York, the big teams, the billion-dollar teams, have so much money, and those other teams don't have nearly enough money. I think it helps the
I think
league,
there's
though.
only $1 billion team in the league.
Rangers.
No, I think it's just Toronto.
Think so?
Well, Rangers might have hit that status
I'm pretty sure the Rangers are the most valuable team in the league.
for money.
I believe so.
Maybe not anymore.
Well, I mean, what, John Tavares brought all that with him, or what?
No, but
I mean, I haven't
a
heard-
winning Leafs team will be more than the Rangers.
I mean, I don't know if they released it this year, but last year was...
Yeah. I think Rangers were ahead of them last year.
Yeah.
But the previous years is always Toronto. I think Rangers have been second though for
Yeah.
Montreal's third or something too.
And Chicago's up there.
But I remember salary cap, or not salary cap, a free market era, especially in the like late '90s, early 2000s, like Toronto, Rangers, Philly. They can buy all their guys.
Yep.
Rangers are always in every single free. I mean, they still are though. Don't you find they still are?
They're in everything.
Maybe that's Glenn Sather though. I mean, that has nothing to do with free. Maybe it's just Glenn Sather being in everyone. But I know he's not GM now, but he's probably.
But for all you know, they go up to the Rangers and go, are you interested in Ilya Kovalchuk? And they go, you never know. They go, oh, they're in.
True. Yeah.
Right? You could never say
They
never.
took the bait.
Yeah. Right?
But I don't know. I kind of liked the free market because our team had a lot of Hall of Famers and good players. But at the same time, we didn't get anywhere with all that.
And it put you back 10 years.
So.
Because the free market ended, salary cap started, the Maple Leafs had nobody. Their guys like Matt Stajan and
because
Kyle Wellwood, they had nobody. Nick Antropov was their number one center. Because they were so trapped. Because you guys the Leafs weren't really developing anybody and
we did. Yeah, that's
trading
true.
guys like Alan McCauley for Owen Nolan and
that what we didn't need to develop because we had the money to go out and buy.
that's what I mean.
Right? That's the problem with that. But I mean, I think I don't know. I'm kind of happy I witnessed both because it's kind of neat, I guess.
Well, I mean, when you had Hall of Fame rosters.
Yeah, well, and you'll never see that again. Colorado had a Hall of Fame roster too.
They threw money at everybody.
Like I said, I've already mentioned Philly, Roenick, Primo, LeClaire, Recchi. All good players.
Exactly.
Eric Desjardins was on defense. And you'll never see that again.
No.
Not to that degree.
Well, at least not for a long enough period of time. I mean, you have Carlos B. Malkin, but
Kessel. So I mean, you got a few, but not where the first there was 1 year Colorado had Kria, Solani, Sakic, Forsberg,
Hayduk,
Hayduk.
Tank.
They had Foote, Blake,
Derek Morris, Patrick Waugh, Dave Abisher, but
oh man, this sounds like a wicked team.
And they went nowhere.
Yeah, and they didn't go anywhere. But on paper, best team in the league possibly that year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Kria and Solani struggled in Colorado. One of them got hurt. Solani got hurt, I think, or maybe it's Kria.
I think they both got hurt.
But point is, on paper though, before the year starts, you're like, holy crap, watch out for Colorado.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You'll never see those dream rosters quite the same.
I'm going to be Colorado in NHL 2004.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But
well, it's not Santa Joseph. They had Scarlett Scrastons and Martin Skula, Peter Worrell.
Yeah, but
I mean, you know what? I'm going to ask you. What do you think's which Canadian team is Canada's team?
Ooh, it's a good one. I think we'll end the show on this one.
Yeah, sure.
Would you say Montreal instead of Toronto, or
vice
versa?
I'll never say that. I'll never say.
That's a hard one because
I mean,
comparing cups, clearly Montreal.
But I think, in my opinion,
a team. Oh, sorry, Kyle.
Yeah, in my opinion, Canada, obviously, we all know, Canada's a bilingual country.
Yep.
We have two languages, English and French. And I think also we have a bi-team country. The English people Toronto's their team. Most of the fans don't want to admit it, but that's the English-speaking team. And the French-speaking team is the Montreal Canadiens, obviously.
Well, and Kyle, that's how it was when there was only two Canadian teams.
Yeah.
The French got behind the Montreal Canadiens, and the English-speaking Canadians got behind the Leafs because that was the English-speaking team. Do you find, and that's because it's Montreal. Like we were talking about this the other day, where Montreal's coach has to speak French. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Randy Cunningworth was there. Didn't last because he could not speak French to the media or. Right?
Because Montreal's a bilingual
and I kind of, in a way, I kind of respect that because they're keeping their culture.
Yeah.
Like I that's no knock. That's just, and say Marc Bergevin. You know, he's a French-speaking general manager.
Well, Bob Gainey was there forever.
Yeah. Well, he could speak French. He's not French though.
No, but he's
But he could speak French and he played for Montreal, so there's a lot of respect there.
yeah.